Rain tapped the glass like impatient fingers, 30 floors up, and Andre Lewis was already being treated like he did not belong. But before we get into that story, where are you watching from? Drop your city or state in the comments. And if you ride with stories about dignity, fairness, and real accountability, hit like and subscribe. All right, let's get into it. The lobby of Harrington, Blythe and Klein looked like money that never had to explain itself. Marble so white it felt cold. Chrome edges sharp enough to cut, and a chandelier that threw clean light onto every suited body that moved through it like they owned the air. Andre stepped in, calm and composed, wearing a charcoal suit that fit like it was tailored for him, because it was. No loud labels, no flex, just presence. He paused at the security gate, pulled out his phone, and checked the time. 8:12 a.m. He liked being early. Early meant choices. Early meant control. The receptionist glanced up, smiled at the man behind Andre, and then looked straight through Andre like he was a shadow. When she finally spoke, her voice softened into that tone people used when they thought they were being polite. Deliveries go round the side. Andre blinked once, slow. I'm not a delivery. She gave a quick laugh. Not cruel, just dismissive, like he had made a harmless joke. Okay, well, if you're here for maintenance, building services checks in, at the desk on the left. Andre looked around. The lobby had 2 desks. One was for the firm. One was for everyone else. He walked to the firm desk anyway. Good morning, he said. Andre Lewis. I'm here for the 9 a.m. The receptionist's smile tightened. Sir, what's the meeting regarding? A partnership meeting. The smile slipped. Her eyes flicked to his hands, to his briefcase, to his face again, searching for the right category to put him in. Do you have a name? Andre did not raise his voice. He did not change his posture. He simply held eye contact, put it in the system. Andre Lewis. She typed, slow, like she expected the computer to argue back. Nothing. Her brows lifted. It's not showing. Maybe you're on the wrong day. Andre leaned slightly closer. Not threatening, just unavoidable. Try again, he said. Search Lewis Andre, then check under executive. The word executive landed like a coin on stone. She tried again. This time, her face changed. Just a fraction, a small crack, in certainty. Andre watched it happen. The moment she realized her assumptions were louder than her training. Right, she said quickly. Yes, I see it now. Of course, please. Just one moment. She tapped a button, speaking into a headset. Like she was calling for backup security, arrived in under 10 seconds. Not one guard, two, both in dark uniforms. Earpieces in hands resting near their belts, like Andre had walked in holding danger. One of them looked Andre up and down. Can we help you? Andre turned his head slightly, polite. I'm already being helped. The receptionist stood, suddenly nervous, suddenly over-friendly. This is Mr. Lewis, she said, voice higher. He's expected upstairs. The guard did not move. Which floor? Andre smiled, just enough to show teeth. The one you're not paid to question, he said quietly. The guard's jaw tightened. I'm going to need ID. Andre reached into his pocket slowly, placed his driver's license on the counter, then slid a second card beside it. A firm access badge. Not a visitor badge, a permanent one. The guard stared, the receptionist stared. The air in the lobby shifted, like a room, realizing it had laughed too soon. Andre picked up his cards, placed them back in his pocket, and nodded towards the lift bank. I'm already late, he said. He walked to the lifts, and behind him, he heard the receptionist whisper, like a prayer for forgiveness. I'm so sorry, Mr. Lewis. Andre did not turn around. Don't be sorry, he said. Be accurate. Upstairs, the law firm did what it always did. It moved fast, talked louder than it listened, and treated stress like a badge of honor. People floated past Andre, eyes forward, coffee in hand, wireless headsets in, speaking in coded phrases about deals and deadlines. No one said good morning. No one asked if he was new, and that was fine. Andre did not need warm welcomes, he needed truth. He was led into a glass-walled office, the size of some people's flats. A man in his 60s stood by the window, silver hair, perfect tie straight, posture rigid like he had been born inside a boardroom. Graham Harrington, founding partner, name on the building, ego in the air. He turned and looked Andre over, the same way the lobby had, just with better manners. Mr. Lewis, Harrington said, offering a hand. We weren't expecting you quite so early. Andre shook his hand, firm, controlled. You weren't expecting me at all, Andre said. Harrington's smile did not reach his eyes. Let's not start off adversarial. Andre sat without being invited. You already started, he said, voice steady. Downstairs. Harrington's face flickered. Ah, the lobby. Yes, well, misunderstandings happen. Andre nodded. They do, he said, especially when people think they can tell what a man is worth by looking at him. Harrington exhaled like he was being forced into a conversation he did not want. We're a busy firm, he said. Sometimes people make quick judgments. Andre leaned back. That's the problem, he replied. You do everything quick, including deciding who belongs. There was a knock at the door. A younger partner stepped in. Sharp haircut, expensive watch, a grin that felt like a weapon. Spencer Blythe, the firm's rising star, the kind of man who spoke about diversity like it was a marketing feature. Graham, Spencer said, then glanced at Andre. Oh, sorry, didn't realize you had company. Andre held his gaze. Spencer's eyes flicked away first. Harrington stood. Spencer. This is Andre Lewis. Spencer extended a hand, hesitant. Nice to meet you. Are you with compliance or? Andre did not take the hand immediately. He let the question hang, then he shook it. I'm with consequence, Andre said. Spencer laughed, unsure if it was a joke. Andre did not laugh back. Over the next 2 hours, Andre watched the firm, the way you watch a machine that keeps hurting people and still calls. It's self-efficient. He sat in a meeting where a black associate's idea was ignored, then repeated by a white colleague. 10 minutes later, and praised like it was genius. He listened to jokes that were never called jokes, comments about fit, polish, tone, and how clients might react. He watched a senior solicitor touch a black woman's hair without asking, then say, "Oh, relax, it's just curiosity." Like curiosity was permission. He saw a trainee get corrected harshly for minor mistakes, while another trainee was protected and coached gently through bigger ones. And the worst part was how normal it all was. Not loud. Racism, not burning crosses. Just 1,000 small cuts, delivered with smiles, policies, and professional standards. At 11:30, Andre stepped into the main conference room for what the calendar called a partnership briefing. The room was glass and steel, a long table like a runway, bright, overhead lighting that made everything look clinical. The partners sat like judges. Harrington at the head, Spencer 2 seats to the right, legs crossed, smirking a few others, including Evelyn Klein, quieter, older, eyes sharp, watching Andre like she was trying to solve him. Harrington cleared his throat. Mr. Lewis, he began, we're considering several operational changes. You were recommended as someone who can advise on. He paused, searching for a safe word. Culture. Andre nodded. Interesting, Andre said. Spencer leaned forward. Before we begin, he said, can I just ask, what qualifies you to advise us on culture? No offense, it's just, we're a top-tier firm. We can't have our standards diluted. A few partners chuckled politely. Andre looked at Spencer. You think my presence dilutes standards? Spencer raised his hands. That's not what I said. It's what you meant, Andre replied. The room went quiet. Harrington forced a smile. Spencer is simply concerned about client perception. Andre's eyes moved around the table. Client perception, he repeated. That's the phrase you use when you don't want to say we're comfortable, keeping things the way they've always been. Evelyn Klein finally spoke. You're direct, she said. Andre met her eyes. I'm honest, he replied. There's a difference. Spencer leaned back, annoyed now. Okay, he said. So what's your plan? A workshop, a few posters, some sensitivity training. Andre nodded slowly. No, he said. My plan is to stop this firm bleeding talent and lawsuits. Harrington's expression hardened. That's a strong accusation. Andre pulled a slim folder from his briefcase and placed it on the table. It's not an accusation, he said. It's documentation, Spencer scoffed. What is that? Andre looked straight at him. It's every internal complaint filed in the last 3 years, Andre said, and how your firm handled them. The air changed. A partner shifted uncomfortably. Harrington's voice lowered. Where did you get that? Andre's tone remained level. From your own systems, he said. The ones you assume people like me don't have access to. Spencer's smile vanished. That's confidential, Andre nodded. It was, he replied, until the firm made it my job to see it. Harrington's hands tightened on the table. And who exactly are you, Mr. Lewis? Andre held the silence for a beat, letting them sit in their own assumptions. Then he spoke. I'm the reason your firm still has a future. Spencer let out a sharp laugh. Oh, come on. Andre turned slightly and pressed a button on the conference phone. A voice filled the room, not loud, but clear. A recording. Spencer's voice. We're not turning the place into some diversity charity. Clients pay for pedigree, not politics. The room froze. Andre tapped again. Another recording. A senior partner. She's brilliant, but she's got that edge. You know how it comes across. Another one. A manager. We can't put him front-facing. Great work ethic, but not the right look. Each clip was short, clean, surgical. Andre stopped the playback and looked around. Do you hear yourselves? He asked softly. Harrington stood abruptly. This is unacceptable, he snapped. You can't record conversations inside this firm. Andre did not flinch. You can't break employment and discrimination law inside your firm. Andre replied, yet here we are. Evelyn Klein's gaze narrowed. You're not here to advise, she said slowly. You're here to judge. Andre nodded once. Yes, he said, because someone has to. Spencer pointed at Andre, anger rising. Who sent you? The bar, a regulator. Andre stood, buttoned his suit jacket, and placed both hands on the back of the chair in front of him. Neither, he said. The door opened. A woman entered, late 50s, sharp suit, calm authority. She did not ask permission to walk into the partner's room. She owned the air. Harrington's face drained of color. Marianne, he whispered. Andre stepped aside slightly, letting the room see her. Marianne Lewis, board chair, majority shareholder. The woman whose private investment group had quietly bought controlling interest in the firm's debt 6 months ago, when Harrington thought he was restructuring. Spencer swallowed hard. Andre looked at them. You didn't recognize the surname, he said. That's on brand. Marianne's eyes swept the table. Good morning, she said. I won't waste time. Harrington tried to recover, voice shaking with forced politeness. Marianne, we were not told you'd be attending. Marianne smiled without warmth. You weren't told a lot of things, she said. Because you've been lied to by your own confidence. She nodded towards Andre. This is my son, she said. Andre Lewis. Silence hit like a weight. Spencer's mouth opened, then closed again. Marianne continued, and as of this morning, he is the interim managing partner of Harrington, Blythe, and Klein. Harrington's face tightened. That's not possible. Marianne's voice stayed calm. It's not only possible, she said. It's already done. She placed a document on the table, signed, sealed, official. Andre watched their eyes drop to paper the way people look at a verdict. Marianne spoke again. "The firm has been losing cases because your best people are leaving," she said. "Your pipeline is drying up because you keep confusing comfort with competence, and your culture is a liability." Harrington's voice went hoarse. "We built this firm." Marianne tilted her head. "You built a brand," she said. "Andre is going to build a future." Spencer stood, defensive. "This is ridiculous," he said. "You can't just walk in and hand the firm over to—" He stopped himself at the last second, but the meaning still landed. To him, Andre stepped forward. "Say it," Andre said quietly. Spencer's eyes darted. Andre took another step, close enough that Spencer had to look up. "You were brave when you thought I had no power," Andre said. "Be brave now." Spencer's jaw clenched. Marianne's tone sharpened. "Spencer Blythe," she said. "Sit down." Spencer hesitated. Andre did not move. After a long beat, Spencer sat. Andre turned back to the room. "Here's what's going to happen," Andre said, voice steady, carrying without shouting. "Effective immediately, every internal complaint is being reopened by an independent investigator. Anyone who retaliated against staff will be removed. Anyone who enabled it will be reviewed." He looked directly at Harrington, and that includes founders. Harrington's eyes burned. "You're going to destroy this firm." Andre shook his head. "No," he said. "I'm going to stop you from destroying it." Evelyn Klein spoke carefully. "And what about the people who are innocent?" Andre nodded, softer. "They'll finally breathe," he said. He opened his folder again, pulled out another document. "And today, we start with accountability." He looked at Spencer. "Spencer Blythe," Andre said. "You're suspended pending investigation. Your cases will be reassigned. Your access is restricted. HR will escort you out." Spencer shot up. "You can't do that." Andre held his gaze. "I can," he said. "I just did." Spencer looked around the room for support. No one moved. Because power had changed hands, and everyone could feel it. Andre turned to another partner. "Thomas Reeve," he said. "You're being referred to the bar for professional misconduct related to discriminatory staffing practices and falsified performance notes." The partner's face went pale. Those were standard evaluations. Andre cut him off. "No," he said. "They were cover." He turned to Harrington last. "Graham Harrington," Andre said. "You're stepping down from managing responsibilities today. You will remain on the board during transition, under review. Your authority ends now." Harrington's mouth trembled, rage and fear fighting for space. "You're humiliating me." Andre nodded once. "Now you know what it feels like," he said. "Only difference is, you'll still get paid." Marianne watched her son with a quiet pride that did not need to show off. Andre exhaled slowly, then softened his tone, addressing the whole table. "This isn't revenge," he said. "It's repair. If you want to stay, you adapt. If you want to leave, you're free to go." He paused. "But if you stay," Andre said, "you will treat people with respect, or you will be removed. No exceptions." The meeting ended like a storm passing through. Papers shuffled, chairs scraped. People avoided eye contact. Security arrived, not for Andre this time, but for Spencer. As Spencer was escorted out, he turned his head and hissed under his breath. "This is a takeover." Andre looked him in the eyes. "No," he said. "This is the bill." Later that day, Andre walked the associate floor. The energy was different now. People whispered his name. Some stared. Some smiled, tentative, like they had been punished for smiling too freely before. Andre stopped by a desk where a black associate sat, shoulders tight, eyes tired. Her nameplate read Tiana Moore. Andre tapped lightly on the desk. "Tiana," he said. She looked up, guarded. "Yes, Mr. Lewis." Andre smiled gently. "Call me Andre," he said. "And I read your complaint from last year." Her face changed. Fear, then anger, then something like shame. "I shouldn't have written it," she said quickly. "It didn't matter. Andre held up a hand. "It mattered," he said. "They made you feel like it didn't." He pulled up a chair. "I'm not here to be a symbol," Andre said. "I'm here to be useful." Tiana's eyes glistened, but she blinked it back. "What happens now?" she asked. Andre nodded towards the glass walls, towards the partners' offices above. "Now," he said, "they learn what professionalism actually is." He stood. "And you," Andre added, "are going to be in the room where decisions are made. If you want it." Tiana swallowed. "I do," she said quietly. Andre nodded. "Good," he replied, "because you've already earned it." As Andre walked away, the office felt brighter, not because the lights changed, but because the fear had. And in the days that followed, the firm began to shift. People who had been difficult were suddenly seen as brilliant. People who had been too quiet were finally heard, and the ones who had built their careers on exclusion discovered something they never planned for. Consequences do not care how important you think you are. Midway through this story, I want to ask you something. Have you ever been underestimated, ignored, or disrespected because of how you look or where you come from? If you've lived it, drop "I've been there" in the comments. Someone reading might need to know they're not alone. On Friday evening, Andre stood in the same lobby where he had been treated like a problem to be redirected. The receptionist looked up, nervous. Andre offered a polite nod. "Good evening," he said. She swallowed. "Good evening, Mr. Lewis." Andre paused, then said calmly, "What's your name?" Her eyes widened. "Claire," she said. Andre nodded. "Claire," he replied, "I'm not here to punish you for a culture you were trained into, but I am here to change what you think is normal." Claire's voice shook. "I'm sorry," she said again. Andre's tone was gentle, but firm. "I'll accept your apology when your behavior matches it," he said. Then he walked to the lift bank, the same clean light above him, the same marble under his shoes. Only this time, nobody questioned where he was going, because now the building knew, and the firm knew, and the people who thought power looked like them had learned the hard way. Power looks like whoever holds it, and Andre Lewis had been holding it the whole time, quietly, patiently, until the moment it was time to turn it on. If you want more stories where dignity wins and accountability hits hard, like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs the reminder.